The trailer for Avengers Infinity War is out, and we're all freaking out about how epic this movie is going to be. Seriously, this movie looks absolutely amazing. At the same time, the die-hard comic fans can't help but notice that it is quite a different story from the one told in Thanos' Quest, the Infinity Gauntlet, and other comics surrounding Thanos and the Soul Gems and Infinity Stones. The MCU made major changes to several aspects of the Infinity Gauntlet and the stones within it. Were all of these changes intentional though, or were some actually mistakes related? The 15 most savage Infinity Gauntlet deaths, ranked looking back and looking forward. We find changes that altered the story in a way that eliminated portions of the original story arcs, changes that combined classic Marvel objects that didn't need to be merged in ways that didn't always make sense, and some changes that made absolutely no sense at all. And let's not forget that time when Marvel had to hit the reset button. The movie is still going to be great though, so to get some of the nitpicking out of everyone's systems before May 2018, we've found 15 things the MCU either totally ruined or got wrong about the Infinity Stones in the Infinity Gauntlet. In the Infinity War trailer, we saw an Infinity Stone lock into place on the Infinity Gauntlet, like it had a magnetic attraction to it. That was cool, but if we look at the comics, the actual Infinity Gauntlet was kind of an afterthought. When Thanos looks into the Infinity Well and learns the Soul Gem's true power, the Infinity Gauntlet doesn't even exist. Thanos tracks down all 6 gems without the gauntlet, and just holds them or puts them in a stasis field until he has them all. It's only after he gains unlimited power that he creates the Infinity Gauntlet, which is really just a glorified glove. Showing the gauntlet at the end of Age of Ultron signaled that the Infinity War was coming, but the Infinity Gauntlet technically shouldn't have shown up in the MCU yet. When the Tesseract became the Space Stone, it lost an amazing amount of power. The Tesseract, also known as the Cosmic Cube, was originally created by AIM using interdimensional energy from the realm of the Beyonders. The cube had the power to alter reality, and anyone who wielded it was considered all-powerful. Thanos actually went after the cube before the Infinity Gauntlet series. Then the MCU got a hold of the cube and they turned it into the Space Stone first. There is no need to merge two well-known items, especially when they can stand on their own. Second, if a reality-altering cube has to be an Infinity Stone, shouldn't it be the stone that alters reality? The Tesseract was the first Infinity Stone to appear in the MCU, so it easily could have been the Reality Stone. Okay, seeing Thanos prying the Mind Stone from Vision's head was just awesome, but there wasn't any precedent for it in the comics. The Vision does have some kind of gem on his forehead, but its purpose was to absorb energy from the sun, not red minds. Vision is already freakishly powerful, so why does he need an Infinity Stone? The Mind Stone should really be with the Grandmaster, who tries to win the other 5 Infinity Stones from Thanos in a game. The Grandmaster cheats and tries to kill Thanos, but the plan doesn't go too well, and Thanos ends up with all 6 gems. To be fair, the way Ragnarok ended, it doesn't really make sense for the Grandmaster to have the Mind Stone, but that still doesn't explain why the Vision ever had it. Again, why did we take important objects and turn them into Infinity Stones? The Eye of Agamotto wasn't all-powerful like the Cosmic Cube, but it is still incredibly powerful, and the scope of its abilities is extensive. The eye can be used to probe a mind, see into someone's soul, view past events, teleport across the universe, open portals to other dimensions, create mystical barriers, and place people in suspended animation, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. With so many powers, the eye could be justified as basically any Infinity Stone, but that doesn't change the fact that it is an awesome object in its own right, or that Dr. Strange actually used the Eye of Agamotto during the fight against Thanos in the Infinity Gauntlet. Some of these Shonsh's mistakes make sense. Some changes were done to simplify the story, to fit the direction the MCU was going in, or to try and fix mistakes. Then we have a few that just don't make any sense, and the colors of the Infinity Stones are one of them. This isn't hard, people. The Power Gem is red, the Time Gem is orange, the Reality Gem is yellow, the Soul Gem is green, the Mind Gem is blue, and the Space Gem is purple. Compared it to the MCU stones, the Power Stone is purple, the Time Stone is green, the Reality Stone is red, the Soul Stone is orange, the Mind Stone is yellow, and the Space Stone is blue. Why 10 years of cinematic build-up, and they didn't even get the colors right? any of them. We first learned the origin of the MCU Infinity Stones in Guardians of the Galaxy, where the Elder the Collector explains their origins. Before creation itself, there were 6 singularities. Then the universe exploded into existence, and the remnants of these systems were forged into Infinity Stones. It makes for a nice story, but it's not quite how they came to be in the comics. In the 2-issue series Thanos Quest, Thanos reveals that the Infinity Stones, then called the Soul Gems, came from an all-powerful being that existed before the universe. The being became so lonely that it decided to end its life, and its destruction caused the formation of most of the multiverse. The Soul Gems were what remained of the being after this event. When Thanos first assembles the Infinity Stones, he is one of the few beings who understands how powerful they are. This makes sense for some of the less intelligent Soul Gem owners like Champion, but even the more intelligent ones like the Collector are fooled. The Collector traded Thanos the Reality Gem for the No-Infant Runner to put in his collection, and remarked afterward that Thanos had made a terrible trade. After studying it in every way he knew how, the Collector determined that the stone was useless. It's just a little weird then that the Collector is the one to show the Guardians of the Galaxy how powerful the stones are, and that he receives the Reality Stone from the Asgardians after all the trouble it caused in Thor: The Dark World. The Infinity Stones are sort of a cosmic secret, and their powers should be hard to detect. Okay, this one was such a big mistake, Marvel had to go back and fix it. Or at least they tried. You may remember seeing the Infinity Gauntlet with all 6 stones in Odin's vault all the way back in Thor. Then the real Infinity Gauntlet showed up at the end of Age of Ultron, and we had a continuity problem. This was retconned in Ragnarok, when Hela said the one in the vault was a fake. The fake gauntlet doesn't get rid of all our problems though. Thanos is supposed to have created the Infinity Gauntlet, so if there's a replica in Odin's vault, has Thanos wielded the Infinity Gauntlet before, and if not Thanos, did someone else collect all 6 stones? Either there's a cosmic level event we haven't been told about, or the MCU is still in need of some retconning. The Tesseract might have been on Earth in the comics, but that was because it was created by AIM as an Infinity Stone. It wouldn't have been anywhere near Earth. In Thanos Quest, the Elder called the Runner had the Space Gem, and he used its time-space warping power to run even faster than he normally did. After taking Thanos by surprise, the Elder decides he wants the Soul Gems for himself and threatens to kill Thanos. Unfortunately for the Runner, Thanos has the Time Gem and turns the Runner into an old man and then into an infant. The Runner hasn't made an appearance in the MCU, so it's not surprising we haven't seen him. Still, what they did instead didn't have any similarities at all. Is the Tesseract the Space Stone, or is it really the Power Stone in disguise? In Captain America: The First Avenger, the Red Skull uses the Tesseract to power weapons. At the end of Thor, Fury says it could be the key to unlimited energy. In the Avengers, Eric Selvig calls it a power source. In the comics it's pretty clear that there is only so much one stone can do on its own. The Space Gem is powerful, but its abilities are limited to spacer-related manipulation, because it's the Space Gem. Should the Tesseract be able to teleport the Red Skull when he touches it? Yes. Should it open a portal when it's powered by Stark Tower? Yes. Can it power an army's weapons and give the world unlimited energy? No. That would fall under the Power Stone's domain. Unlike the Time Stone or the Space Stone, which the MCU merged with well-known Marvel items, the Reality Stone didn't have any kind of reason to be that strange thing they called ether. Ether comes from Greek mythology, it was what the gods breathed, it was what existed in the space between the stars, and it didn't mean anything important in Marvel before Thor: The Dark World. So why on earth did they take the Infinity Stone that could literally bend reality and turn it into some water-like parasite that was pure evil? And why has this particular stone gained sentience even though it was not originally part of Nemesis like it was in the comics and not the others? Come on, Marvel, you can do better than that. There are a couple of problems with the Time Stone being on Earth. First, of course, is the fact that none of the Infinity Stones were on Earth, and a being called the Gardener actually had the Time Stone on a garden-like planet. He wasn't the most exciting character, so the change was probably for the better. He used an Infinity Stone to grow plants, but this also means that until Thor took the Tesseract back to Asgard, there were 2 Infinity Stones on Earth. An entire universe, and a third of the Infinity Stones are on some backwater planet like Earth, apart from the fact that the odds are astronomically Against that, how did that go unnoticed? Wouldn't the presence of 2 Infinity Stones have attracted attention from somewhere in the cosmos? One side effect of the Infinity Stones not being pieces of an omnipotent being is that it rules out the existence of the 7th Infinity Stone, as well as the all-powerful being herself. During the Avengers Ultra Force series, we learn that a 7th stone known as the Ego Gem contains the essence of Nemesis, the cosmic being the gems came from. Nemesis reconstitutes herself once all 7 gems are united, and it takes the Avengers, Ultra Force and a whole host of alternate universe superheroes to stop her. With the MCU taking a non-entity route with the Infinity Stones, it isn't likely that we'll see the Ego Gem and Nemesis in the MCU anytime soon. Not unless Marvel plans on drastically changing the Stones' purpose and Nemesis' origins, which defeats their whole purpose. In the MCU, Thanos recruited Loki and Ronan to bring him 2 of the Infinity Stones, and he doesn't thrilled when he finally decides to go after the stones himself. It's basically the opposite attitude he has in the comics, where he goes after the soul gems personally. He didn't use lackeys. Ever. In fact, when searching for the soul gems, Thanos is acting as a lackey for Mistress Death. So MCU Thanos has minions. He also used a lackey to talk to Ronan the same way Death talked to him in the comics. At the rate we're going, we might not see Mistress Death in the MCU at all, which would take out one of the most fascinating elements of the entire Infinity Gauntlet story. There of course are rumors that Hela will fill this role, although she talks way too much to do it justice. In the Thanos Quest series, we come across a few beings who don't really know what their gems do. What we never come across is a soul gem that is completely abandoned. Seriously, the Power Stone was so easy to get in the MCU, Star-Lord managed to do it while dancing. According to Guardians of the Galaxy, the planet Morag was abandoned. So why did they leave an Infinity Stone sitting around when they left? By the look on the building that housed the stone and the energy field it was in, whoever lived on Morag obviously knew the stone was important. So why would they leave it behind on the planet even if they had a good reason? The planet was abandoned for a long time, so why did it take so long for someone to find it? Which wrong fact is the worst? Let us know in the comments. Ad-free browsing, over 10,000 videos all in one, access join for free, go premium.